But, and then too, if you have somebody who already has their own personal insecurities, seeing something like that, a picture, a message, a post or whatever, you know, they're automatically going to take it and run with it just because of their own personal insecurities. So.
And I'm sorry, go ahead. Because I was going to say, I deleted my Facebook page a couple months ago.
Wow.
And everybody thought that I deleted them. And I'm like, no, because I wouldn't do that. I would
People
call
took it personally immediately, right?
Not that it was their fault for taking it personal. I just don't like the fact that a tool like Facebook determines or dictates my friendships.
And it can be relationships across the board, not even personal relationships, but girlfriends, right? I mean, I've had people who have gotten mad simply because I didn't respond to a post, or they sent me a message via the inbox and I didn't reply to them, or they instant messaged me and
as much as you do.
Right,
so.
exactly,
Kiki,
exactly.
what are your thoughts?
I love Facebook. I mean, and I'm just being honest. I network. I mean, I'm Miss Kiki the barber. I'm single, and you know what I'm saying. I just keep it as neutral as that.
So you use it for a different purpose.
Right, and I will say, I mean, I have a few females on the page, but I will say that for the most part, everyone I deal with seems to be very respectful. I haven't had no issues, and and that's probably what makes me enjoy it so much.
And that's the thing too. You, like I was saying, you have to look at where you draw the line, because I feel the same as you. Like, I think there are those who have become so totally dependent on Facebook, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, like, I think it also has its advantages from a networking standpoint, and like I've been able to connect with people who I haven't seen since elementary school. You know what I'm saying? So from the standpoint of relationships, I think you just have to know how to use it, you know what I mean? But if I'm dealing with somebody who has a problem with posts and messages and stuff, then again, that's somebody I don't need to deal with, where every time I post a status, they're like, who am I talking to? Every time a picture is tagged, who is this person? Then that's not somebody I need to deal with.
Personally, I need to stay off Facebook.
Yeah,
it is not productive for me.
That's how
for me. Now, I promote other events though. I promote, you know, things like Playdate and Sky's the Limit and events and plays at my church, the Soul Factory. And so, for that reason, I have, I don't know, 500 or 600 friends right now. You know, that's access to people, you know.
Right.
But I know for me, I waste time on Facebook.
It's a time
I agree with that. It definitely, before you know it, you can look, having gotten on Facebook in the morning, and it's 2-3 hours later, and you're still chatting with people, still talking to people. But from the standpoint of a business, I mean, definitely, I mean, just for my show, Bag Ladies, like, you know, how we've been able to increase our listenership via Facebook and Twitter and, you know, the other sites. I mean, you know, you can't compare that, but from a personal standpoint, I think that's where you can potentially, you know, run into problems and issues.
I think even like with a relationship, I mean, you know, because when it's all said and done, you know your spouse, your other half, you understand? And if I'm really loving you, if I'm really into it, into you, at some point, I mean, you just have to make the decision. I mean, just get rid of the page. Is it that important that you have to have?
Right.
And I'm just being honest. I mean,
that's what might cause the argument.
Right. I'm not going to go home. If I become involved in a relationship, before I let Facebook be my topic every night in my house, I will delete the page because I'm thinking, baby, I'm caring more about you than Facebook.
Right.
And that's just, I mean, and that's just it. And a lot of people just need to realize that people in relationships, why keep doing the back and forth? Just get rid of it.
Social network, right?
Just get rid of it. I mean, do you have to have it? You know, do you have to?
How were you living before Facebook?
Exactly.
What was life like before Facebook?
I mean, and I'm just
most
being
people can't
honest.
even imagine that now.
Right,
it's so
you know,
huge.
so I mean, it just depends on the individual.
You know, on one hand, you have friends that you're happy to see, cousins, you know, and so that is bittersweet. But then, you know, there has to be a voice in your head that says, you know, all right, let me get off. You know, I'll talk to them later. Let me just call them.
And you know what? And another thing, one good thing about Facebook, you can delete. So you have a man,
right?
You have a man,
delete does work.
And you know you got Tom and him from 2 years ago. I think you need to get them off the page. You understand what I'm saying? Just take them off the page, and there you have it. Everybody's happy. Look, baby, Look at the friend list. Like our auntie, uncle, granny on there, even your mother. And there you go.
And see, I will say I do definitely think a tad bit differently, because I feel like if you trust me, then it shouldn't matter who my friends are. It shouldn't matter what pictures I'm in. It shouldn't matter, you know, my posts, because if you feel that strongly about it, then come to me directly and ask me. Don't make assumptions about anything. Like, I feel like I shouldn't have to go to those measures because the page existed before you came into the picture. So if there's an issue, then obviously you have an issue with trusting me, and that's something that we need to deal with, like, separate from just a simple Facebook page. Now, if it's a situation where you feel like I'm spending too much time on Facebook and not enough time with you, that's a different thing, and I can deal with that. Like, okay, I'll spend less time, but as far as like being concerned about who my friends are and stuff, then that's a whole nother issue. I shouldn't have to resort to having to delete anything. You know what I'm saying?
And that's true too. But what if you got the Facebook page after the relationship?
Well, how you say, I can't even fathom that, because it's a moot point. So anybody out there, I have my page. So know that it exists already. So there's no after. It already exists. So it was already there prior to.
But well, let me ask you this too, though. What's wrong with having a spouse, and because hey, you know, you got 150 male friends, and you may get
I got 500. No, I'm kidding.
I have 698, but go ahead.
I mean, what's wrong with, you know what I'm saying, your sweetie, like, hey, baby, why Mike and Dwayne and them keep saying good morning every morning? What's wrong with him being a tad, just a tad bit?
I can understand. I can understand maybe. Right, I can understand maybe the question, but don't suspect that just because, I mean, they might be cousins, they might be, you know, old friends. But, and then the other thing, too, all it is a good morning. Like, I'm so
it didn't say good morning, baby, how you doing?
Now this, like, you know, good morning, baby, call me Aaron. If, you know, if it goes up, if it's a little extra, then maybe I can understand. But I don't think like that.
I mean, and that's true, but let's just be for real. Just because he just said good morning don't mean it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, dang, look who, oh.
And then, I mean, it could be a good morning that has, I mean, and it could be a good morning that has some undertones. Like, it could be a good morning that might mean something else. So, but at the same time, it's like, okay, still, if I'm not giving you any reason as far as my actions to suggest that there might be something else going on, a simple good morning posted to my page, like, if you're expending that much energy worrying about a good morning, a greeting, then no, we got problems.
We treat better than them anyway.
Right, because I was going to say, you do have some guys that are just as insecure as females.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, we don't want to spend too much time on Facebook questions. We'll be on that
we can talk about that all day.
Yes. All right, so here is the final question. What is your perception as far as girlfriends, mothers, grandmothers? Why do you think so many black women are single today? And we're going to start with Keisha.
Wow. Oh God. that I have to think on that one. I really it could be a number of reasons why. Read that question for me again. I'm gonna take it in slowly.
Why are so many young, black, beautiful women, smart women, established women, single? Why are they not married?
I have an immediate answer.
Shortage of men.
Because you're
standards. Oh, so I'm sorry. Go right ahead. I was going to say
just because you're financially situated, just because you're beautiful, a lot of women suffer from certain insecurities. You know.
But I'll finish saying what I was going to say. It could be the standards are too high. And like she said, insecurities as well. The shortage of men, there is a shortage in ratio to women and men. It really, it's a shortage here. I know in this area, I mean, that could be in the DC area to be exact. A number of things, self-esteem issues as well. Did I say that before? It could be a number of reasons why.
But you have a lot of men that don't know how to respond to an attractive young lady that's independent as well.
But I think too, a lot of it, and a lot of women won't admit to this, I think, is that you don't know what you require from a man. You don't know what you want, so you don't know what to look for. You know what I mean? And a lot of these women sometimes, or just women period, will hold men to standards that, you know, have no validity. They don't know what they want. They don't, you know, a lot of folks will blame it on shortage of men and this, that, and the other. There are some great men out here. There are some great men out here.